Hello friends, this is Chandrakant from Mac Technologies. Welcome to TopBrass. And today we have the CEO Roundtable, and let me quickly welcome our guests. Our guests are joining from all over the world. In fact, our roundtable is truly global. Our first guest is from UK, the CEO and Chairman of Mindfit Limited, Mr. Naval Gone.
Hi everybody.
Second guest joins us from Singapore, CEO of Career Zoom, Ms. Farida Charania.
Hi.
And our third guest is from India, CEO of Mac Technologies, Ms. Kanchan Verma.
Hello.
And our last guest is from India, from a very enterprising company called Single Point Solution. They are involved in the electric vehicle manufacturing and setup. I graciously welcome the CEO of Single Point Solution, Mr. Satya Madala.
Yeah, hi everybody.
So good morning, everyone. And today's topic of discussion is, lately we have been seeing that a lot of people are putting their courses free on the digital platforms. So these courses are sometimes free and sometimes they are charged. But, lately we have been saying for last almost a month that a lot of things are available. Hey, you join this webinar, it's free. And hey, you read about this particular how to do a lead generation on LinkedIn, it's free. These kind of things I see almost 3 to 4 times in every day. So since all of us are CEOs of various organizations, wanted to know whether these free courses or these career coach can add value to your organization or not. So I start with Neville. What is your opinion, Neville?
Well, the simple answer is, of course, they can add value. However, the problem we've got with all of this is, like everyone here, I get inundated with these so-called free opportunities in my inbox, in my WhatsApp chats, from LinkedIn. I'm quite happy to receive them all because I'm interested in what people are saying. What is it about them that they can entertain my time just in an email or in a little chat on LinkedIn or on Twitter? Can they capture my imagination? Can they capture my thoughts? Because what they're saying has interest for me. And the problem I see all the time is it's always got interest for them. And it's got relatively no interest for anybody else, apart from those people that are desperate and are looking for something for free. So I have consulting hasn't really changed. Whether it's coaching or whether it's an accountant, you always get this free 30-minute interview. Whether it was prior to COVID and it was physical, or now post-COVID it's digital, there is this concept of free. But what my appeal to everyone out there that's doing this is, think of who you're saying it to, what's in it for them. Not for you, it's what's in it for them. So there's my 2 pence to start it off. Sounds a bit negative, really, for a Friday morning, for a CEO roundtable. But let's make it a bit more positive.
Well, Neville, I think you raised a very good point, but it is not negative at all. I think it's a very good advice that, we should not undervalue our coaching, whoever that person is. There has to be some value attached to it. So moving on, Satya, Neville has made a very good point. And you run a very high-tech kind of organization, and you require a lot of support from people at different times, either from employees or also from external consultants. So do you think these kind of free courses can help you build your organization?
First of all, we need to appreciate the people who is calling for and conducting the webinars and technologies. So actually, I gone through few of the webinars actually on a free and a premium. The thing is like when you are approaching with free courses, actually, it is not much useful for our industry. So wherein actually, some of the webinars just they touch base with the technology and moving off. And if the candidate or anybody who is watching that webinar, so simply just they're connecting with the basics and just simply logging out from the webinar. But my view in this case is just the people who is conducting this webinars on a technology, so they need to concentrate and they need to provide a good content, even if it is free also. Just if they can provide a useful content for industry, that would be a much better for the for the industry and for the person who is attending. So when the people when anybody attending that interview means 30 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever it is, just they're affording the time. So that means actually they need to give a value to that time what they're affording. So my view is just the people who is conducting this webinars, they need to concentrate more on premium content. That's what my view.
I think very well point that you have made, because I think in today's world we are not looking for some scratch the surface kind of stuff. We need some real help as organizations.
Yes.
So you know there is a time when the consultant is hired from from the industry, and then the consultant has to give value, and we are willing to pay that value. However, there are some professional conduct that is required at different touch points. So Kanchan, suppose you engage with a process consultant, for instance, and process is not a one-day job. Nobody can teach in a course, but now we see that people are training processes, business processes, and all kinds of processes. So what do you expect, in terms of the professional conduct of such coach, industry coach?
Uh, I would like to say before I come to your question is that now due to digitization, there's a lot of practice which is required to the end user also. So if you are getting a free course, that is kind of an advantage to the end user to really understand that these courses can be understood and can be taught like this. So I'm kind of saying that I'm 100% agreed to provide the free courses to the end users. Second point is that we whatever courses which are being provided on net, it should have a learning outcome. So anything which is without learning outcome, with and anyways, if it is free, the end user or the users will not use it, or maybe that company will go on, they will close their doors on digitally. So what I feel is that I feel that online courses which are being provided free, it is a beginning of a new golden era, and it should continue, because I've seen many companies who provide for 6 months a free, or 1 month or 2 months small courses for free, and then if they want to any end user want to enroll, they are charging for technical or for more advanced courses. So I think this is a better way of going on these platform and getting know-how how it is done, and getting the knowledge also for the end user. Now third point about the processes is that we should hire a coach which is required for certain vertical, what we require. So we have to identify, we have, as an organization, we have to be very serious what type of coach we are seeking, and what type of course we are providing to our users.
So now there is a contradiction in the panel. Kanchan says that it is good, it is okay to offer free courses, because that is your a brochure sort of thing to the world. So,
No,
Farid,
I said that it is to begin with. It's not that we will be providing all courses, advanced courses for free. But then this is a practice to end user to have feel of digitization in education.
great. So, Farida, what is your point in terms of in case if you have to engage with a professional coach or a career coach, and since you work with a lot of organizations because of the nature of the business that your company indulge in, what is your opinion?
I couldn't get your question. What is opinion on this particular online free courses, you mean?
No, my question was to Farida.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Firstly, it's actually quite fresh to hear different perspectives, because I online coaching webinars, it's not new. It's been going on for many years. Like for instance, Microsoft does a lot of webinars, and they a lot of their training is imparted through the digital medium. Now I tend to agree with Kanchan that these trainings and these courses, for the right kind of audience, it's a good way to start, because it's kind of a taster into what is next. And then if you are happy with that 1 hour of engagement and you think it's going to add value, then as a person who is actually attending that online training or webinar can then engage further. So in a way, it's good to kind of assess whether it is for you or not. Secondly, you do, because of this COVID situation, we started seeing a lot of it. Now, a lot of people who are actually, conducting these webinars or free trainings, uh, and most of them actually the content is pretty good, because I have attended a few of these. Um, and because I was very selective about what I attended, but the content was really good. I think the problem is that everyone is trying to build a community, because they think that communities are valuable, which they are. But if everybody is going to start building their own community, the value diminishes. Because if you look at a large community like LinkedIn or something similar, the community is already there. So the what I understand from people who are conducting these courses or these webinars, they want to create a community and then at some stage start commercializing it. So this is my understanding. Now I speak to a lot of people from a lot of different industries with different backgrounds. I speak to people who are seeking employment. I speak to people who have been laid off. I speak to people who are looking at hiring, and I see different expectations from these trainings. Someone who's lost their job because of the COVID situation is expecting miracles, because they are desperate. They need to find something to sustain themselves. So their expectation is that with this training they will be able to do very well in interviews and they will be able to get a job. Someone who is probably uh, engaging in these online trainings and webinars is also because a lot of people are working from home, and perhaps this is their only window into the outside world. Because for me, I speak to my 7-year-old most of the times. So when I don't want to speak like a child, I speak to you guys. Yeah. So I think there is a similar expectation. And with companies, when they are running these online trainings and webinars, is to make sure that one, they are engaging their team, because everybody is working from home and it becomes very difficult to continue that engagement without physical contact, because our brains are trained that way. And secondly, they are also trying to finish off certain mandatory trainings, because otherwise people are very busy and they say, oh, I'm traveling, I can't do it. But now it's an opportunity. So companies are also doing that. In fact, I've attended about 6 trainings from Microsoft in the recent times, which are across marketing, leveraging your network, etc. And those are very, very good quality trainings.
I think I tend to agree to what Farida has said because I know for sure that these big corporations like Microsoft, Microsoft announced last month that globally they will train 25 million people globally, and it's all free. So they themselves are offering free coaches, and they are coming from the Microsoft education department. Similarly, IBM recently tied up with National Skill Development Corporation in India, and they want to impart free digital training, digital skills training to the Indians who doesn't have those skills. And that's all coming under IBM Watson program, which is also free. So I think the competition in the free arena is also heating up. So Neville, although it's free, but it is still competitive.
Well, you see, the interesting thing is we've got a diverse range of people here, you know, working in different arenas. Satya's talking about very technical support, okay? That's a very specific arena, and he's not talking about general technical support. He's talking about specific technical support in the EV arena. Well, it probably doesn't exist because EV is very new. So calling all coaches out there that are looking to go and help EV, get out there, but specify EV. What have you got to offer in that technical arena? Kemchen was talking a little bit about education, another specialist type of arena. But even with education, we've got preschool, we've got junior school, primary school, we've got private school, we've got public school, we've got secondary school, we've got university, we've got college, we've got further education. And again, that's education, and I've only just touched the exterior of the surface here. What we need to be doing is being very specific. And as Farida was saying, I'm a business coach, and I would advise people, create your market, create your niche, create your community. But by the way, look at the communities that are already there. Facebook has got fantastic communities. You know, they're either very local, downtown Singapore, or they're very technical, downtown digital Singapore. You know, there are thousands of communities out there. LinkedIn has got groups that have been brought up from nothing, and there are hundreds of thousands of people already out there. So I don't think it's an issue of being free and of no value, or being free and of huge value. It's actually, who are you talking to? Why have you got something to say? And I think the rush for digital, remember, we're 6 months into COVID. It's here for a long, long time. We're going to be digital forever. But the rush that I've seen people go onto YouTube through these mediums, through these free, I mean, we're using a free package. Would we pay for it if we had to pay for it? That's a big question, isn't it? But the point is, everybody does things that aren't free, really, but what is the value? The value to the other person has to be of immense value. Otherwise, why connect? So I'll go back to more or less what I said at the beginning. Be very specific who you're talking to. The reason why Microsoft is so successful is that everyone knows what Microsoft is. It's a digital platform. They are teaching digital technical skills. And we all know about the Microsoft package, you know, MS Word, MS Excel, etc., etc., etc. We all know what they are. The thing about other coaches out there, no one knows you. So you've really got to say, are you a startup coach? Are you a pre-startup coach? Are you a post-startup coach? Remember, startups could be 6 years old. You know, Satya is a startup. But look at the technical ability that he's got. I mean, he'd whip a coach, you know, as soon as he came through the door, because of his technical knowledge and years of experience. So again, just be unique in your specific arena. The world is so big. There's a great opportunity here, but just be very specific.
Yeah, very good point, Neville. Farida, you want to add something?
Yes. one of the things that I kind of feel that because there was so much of rush into this whole digitization journey, and everyone started offering courses, webinars, because like I said, perhaps that was time for them to start building their communities. But one thing which did not happen right, and I tend to agree with Neville, is that people who actually kind of reach out, they reach out to everyone instead of reaching out to a community where it will add value. It's like saying that uh, I have this phone and it has so many features, but it's not going to add value to your life, because if I am selling it or if I'm talking about it, I need to tell you what are the benefits. And that is a gap that I see very strongly, because everyone is selling what they have. They are not telling me how it's going to benefit me. So it becomes my journey and my job to figure out whether it's valuable for me or not. So it would be good if people who are offering this, because they are investing time in making the material, they are investing time in delivering this material, there is a lot of cost that is involved, they are investing resources. So why not invest in resources who understand which is the community to reach out to, and what will be the hook, how will they actually be able to engage, and in that manner create this actual community which can be commercialized at some stage.
Can I just jump in there, because you mentioned something really specific, and it's great because where have we got this as great examples? So let's look at you said phones. I've got a phone too. It's probably not exactly the same version of yours, and it does something different. But if we look at the specifics, let's look at the hotel industry. We know the difference between a 1-star, a 2-star, a 3-star, a 4-star, and a 5-star. In the travel arena, we know what 1-star travel's like. In Uber, we get the choice of the executive vehicle, or the cheap and cheerful vehicle, or the mid-range vehicle. And we know what the value is to that. So we've got some great examples out there, and all we've got to do is say, okay, how do I fit into my industry? And I'm not saying 1-star, 2-star, 3-star coach, you're a 5-star coach. That's who you are. But where's your niche? Where do you fit in? Thanks for that, Farida, because it sparks a thought process. Hope that helped.
So I think thanks to Naval and Farida for summarizing the whole aspect around digital course, because it is also a commodity and it has to be positioned like a commodity to be successful. So I think one of the key here is, if I may summarize, Farida, is that you need a course. Obviously, you need a course. You need a flyer for that course, and you also need a teaser. So you have to release them sequentially like any other sales campaign that we do. So I think moving on to Satya. Satya, your product line is electric vehicles and the associated technology around electric vehicle. What sort of help you would need from the digital arena in terms of building your team skills?
Yeah, just I wanted to add a point to Novel's statement that actually, coaches required, create some webinars with a free and huge value. So when it comes to Indian market, actually, the reach of webinars is very less, it seems. Like I saw a few of the webinars, the attendees of the webinars are, very less. When it comes to, advertising this webinar to low level people, so it is not happening, one thing. And the second thing is, see, just you people are addressed about Microsoft and IBM. So those people just they are concentrating on their technologies. Say for example, Microsoft technologies are totally different from other technologies. So who is going to concentrate on other technologies? Just it is, see, say for example, now I require IoT people. So IoT with a hardware integrated, technologies I required. Who is going to do that? So people actually, small companies like me, just they cannot come and do that. So it is required, as Farida told, like there is a lot of orientation material and so much of background work required, and we required to keep a valuable coach for for these webinars. But when it comes to technologies, just people are like even Microsoft, just they're only concentrating on the tools, how to use it, but they are not concentrating on technology, how to develop the tool. So those things required in India, particularly in India, so people are waiting. So those kind of webinars, because of that, actually people are not attending. Say for example, when it comes to university or college, on a technology aspect, people are not attending because so those lines of webinars are not required for them. So they require the technology sort of webinars, which is high end, and it should give a huge value to them. So then only they can afford their time. So the people that are company are corporates who are concentrating on webinars, they require to go through the high end technologies. Just even right now, so when I go to Amirpet in Hyderabad, so people are interested only for a short term courses, not long term courses. So people are not ready to learn from basic. People are just wanted to complete the whole course, the Java advanced Java courses within a 15 days time. So some sort of webinars is required in that way, and target that technology people or engineers are they need to concentrate on universities and colleges and pick the right people to teach them. And as Naval addressed, actually there is some levels of technologies, and they need to segregate the people and what level they required and what level industry required. So those kind of webinars are required for the market.
Yes, I think based on my recent study of the market, especially in India, there are courses which are coming up by professionals in the area of aeronautics, uh, in the area of space exploration, and also machine learning, because machine learning is what Satya is more concerned about, because that straight away translate into his business. But these are the emerging areas, and a lot of agencies are now giving free courses. Like IIT Kanpur is giving a free course on robotics. So, but I think it's such a vast subject, you still need a trainer. So Kanchan, my question to you is, these are the things which are happening in a large country like India with 1.3 billion people. People are more concerned about machine learning, aeronautics, robotics, space exploration. These are the emerging trends. And when we say that, for example, some of the things that being talked about technical in nature, which is coding, let's say. So now these big guys are coming with coding courses, which even 13 plus with little aptitude can start doing coding. So application creation is no longer a skill anymore. So the skills which are required by a country like India these are the skills which are coming up now. What is your opinion on these concentration of these skills which are not available yet in the market?
Well, when you're talking about coding, so now the era has come that if you don't know coding, then you're nowhere. So as children have to, they may know coding, the meaning of coding, or they may not know the meaning of coding, but they want to do coding. So that is okay, because that sees the enthusiasm. I come to the point of Neville, where he said that we should have a parameter stars, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star coaches. So what I feel is that now it is very early to really segregate these type of coaches, because we have just started doing digitization, and we have started doing training on net. So I think it's too early. But maybe down the line we may have these kind of coaches, like we used to have those coaches when we were going and studying face to face. Now coming to the technologies, I think machine what Satya is saying, that they require a specific skill, like operation of the machine. So I think that is also we can teach very easily if we have a right type of content for that. So I think it's a good way to start. And what we require is that if we are talking about robotics, we are talking about operation of machine, that everything is possible via webinar or the courses. What we need is a right type of content and a right type of coach. And I think we are moving towards that, and many people who are coming, and it will create a lot of competition to really give more content, good content. And because content is a king, so if we have a good content, you will rule the market.
So I think in the end, Kanchan made a very valid point, is that you can offer your training for free or some value, but I think you have to have a meaningful course, and as Farida said, you have to invest time in making sure that what market needs, even if you are offering for free. And as Naval said, you can categorize them into different stars, which I actually enable is happening already. There is a company in India which is going to rate teachers, so the students will basically be able to
There you go.
it's already happening. So I think it's time. The time is not even flying. It is just at light speed. It is going. So within 3 months, you will start seeing the rating system in India at least. And Satya, uh, you said you would need high-end skills. So I think the free or paid, it doesn't matter to you. So it's better. I mean, as a company, you can pay for it if it means something to you. So any passing comments you like to give at the end of the program?
So yeah, if anybody wants to, the coaches or anybody required any inputs on a technology side, IoT or EV or MI or AI, whatever it is, we people startups, they're ready to provide a content, and they're ready to, give a inputs what market needs. So, any coach, they can, even a single star or, five-star coaches, they can, come and work with us, and they can take an input from small companies like us, and, they can conduct a good webinars with the technology, and they can even, we are ready to, just we are ready to promote the content or webinar to low people also, like as small experienced people also. So we know where the gap is, so we know where the resource gap also. So we are ready to provide some sort of help, or we are ready to provide some sort of content which is required for the market.
So in the end, I will summarize the learning from today's discussion. One is the teacher should not give free. I mean, they can decide to do something for free, but that's only sales material for your course. And the real course has to have some value. You can decide whether you want to charge for it or not, because the value to the organization, to the end user, has to be there. So I thank you, team, for participating in this discussion. Neville, Satya, Farida, and Kanchan, thank you so much. We will catch up next Friday in another round of CEO Roundtable.
Thank you very much, CK.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Everyone,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.